Welcome to News and Views. I'm Danae Jones and it's my pleasure to bring you this week's segment. Today we're at Riley, a Crystal Brook Collection resort in Cairns. Riley has just opened its doors and is the first new 5-star hotel to be built in Cairns in over 20 years. At Riley, rediscover fun, live in the moment and indulge in the little luxuries. Leave your worries at check-in and stake your claim by the pool. Riley is beautifully chic yet sustainably modern, with 3 restaurants, the city's first rooftop waterfront bar with Rocco, and a day spa, Alamay, to help you escape from the daily grind. Today we are talking to Michelle Bell-Turner, one of the family members behind Mungali Creek Dairy. Mungali Creek was established in 2000 by farming brothers Rob and Dan Watson to process biodynamic milk and create value-added products like cheese and yogurt. They now process milk from 9 family farms in the Atherton Tablelands and provide employment to 70 people in the region. Last financial year, they processed 3.9 million litres of milk with over $10.6 million in revenue. Mungali Creek Dairy are now ready to scale up and are asking their crowd to invest in their food future and support their next stage of growth via equity crowdfunding. Welcome to News and Views, Michelle.
Thanks, Danae. Lovely to be here.
Lovely to catch up with you again finally. It's been quite a few years, hasn't it?
It has indeed.
Yeah, so can you explain to us why you've decided to go down the equity funding path?
Well, with our growth, we're getting a lot of requests for new products and a lot of requests for reviewing our packaging, and we've actually spent the last 3 years investing in new farms and also investing in a whole new state-of-the-art production facility. So that's taken all our reserves to just get those things up and running.
Yeah, very expensive.
Yeah, it's a $3 million project just with the new state-of-the-art manufacturing facility. Managed to have that all funded, and that'll be finished actually in July.
Wow.
So we're pretty excited about that because that's going to enable us to do so much more for our customers and actually explore a whole range of new products that we couldn't previously do because of space constraints.
Yep.
So we're pretty excited, and we've been putting out to our customers what sort of things they want, and they've come back with things like ice cream and butter and high protein, low sugar yogurts, things like that. So and specialty cheeses, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
So all these things are great for us to do, but we just don't have the scope to do those things quickly unless we get our crowd involved to help. And equity crowdfunding is a new thing. It's only been available in Australia since last year, since 2018. And we just thought we've always been successful because of the community. So why not bring the crowd along with us, and then we can do these things sooner.
Now, you only launched recently. What's the uptake been like so far? Because I've seen all of your feedback on Facebook. It's been quite overwhelming, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think people are still really behind us and what we do. We've been here. We've been, biodynamic for 30 years, and we've been making products for 20 years. So they know who we are. They know that we're, genuine about what we do. They know they can come up and see the farm and how we do it. And I think they're just really keen to see us successful.
Yeah, and be a part of that future too.
Yeah, well, it's an opportunity for people to get in with a business and actually own shares within the business. So they actually own part of Mungali. It's not just like traditional crowdfunding where you just had a reward. They actually own a small piece of Mungali through their investment.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so how much are you hoping to raise through this process?
So we're hoping to raise a minimum of $500,000, but more realistically, we really would like to be at the $2 million mark, because obviously stainless steel and all the vats and all the different things that we do, they're not cheap processes.
No.
They, each piece of machinery can be $500,000
Yeah.
at times. So, to really be able to implement the things that the customers want and to investigate better means of packaging that's more sustainable, to develop new markets and expand further afield, we really are aiming for that $2 million mark.
So the more sustainable packaging, that's a real big push, isn't it, in the community at the moment?
It is a big push in the community, but it's such a huge thing to change within manufacturing processes, so it takes quite a number of years. And so we just want to start that journey, investigate some ideas that we've got and put them to trial and see where they go. But to do that, we have to raise the $2 million. So the minimum raise that we can raise is $500,000, but to really do the things that we want to do, we're aiming for that $2 million.
Excellent. And so do you think, based on the uptake so far, that you will reach your target?
Wow, it's such a new thing.
Yeah.
Like, so it's new for our customers, but it's very new for us. You know, our background's manufacturing and farming. So, you know, this has been a huge journey for us just to even get the investment document, the offer document up,
Yep.
the video, all the different things that are involved with doing an equity crowdfunding campaign.
Yep.
And so it's live for a month. So it opens to the public tomorrow. And it closes on the 13th of May. So it's uncharted territory. We have had over 300 pre-pledges in our expression of interest that we did over the last month.
Yep.
And that certainly gave us a lot of heart that we shouldn't have any problem getting to the minimum, but we really want to work out how to get to the maximum.
So there's been a lot of negative publicity around the dairy industry and the fact that prices are being driven down by the likes of Coles and Woolworths. And I think the Australian population is very much behind the dairy industry. How has that all affected you guys being in the biodynamic space with prices being driven down?
It hasn't affected us too bad in terms of we still have the same loyal following. However, it does affect all the premium brands and the organic and biodynamic brands from the point of view that they can't increase their prices because the unrealistic price that milk has been sold for, people then think it's way
Above what they should be paying.
Yeah, they don't see our customers obviously see the value.
Yep.
But there's just such a big difference that it makes it harder then to just pass on normal cost increases that you have in business each year.
Yeah.
And so, you know, for instance, on our yogurts, we haven't done a price increase for probably 5 years, but our costs have certainly gone up.
Yes.
And the major supermarkets don't want us to increase the price.
Yeah.
And it's that fine line between staying competitive, but also acknowledging that you've got these increasing costs.
And you still have to make money at the end of the day. Yeah.
So it can actually mean that although we're still getting the support, we're getting a reducing margin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. And so, do you think that because of everything that is happening with the dairy industry, the farming community like yourselves in the biodynamic and organic space, there's more prevalence for that going forward?
Absolutely, because I think the farmers that have taken their destiny into their own hands realise that if they want to make a decent price, they have to find an alternative. And so that's obviously why we chose biodynamics when we did 20, 30 years ago.
Yep.
But it certainly is a matter of if you just stay doing the mainstream stuff with the big processors, you're not going to get a fair price.
And speaking about the mainstream stuff and the big processors, with that also does come chemicals, pesticides in farming, all of that stuff, which I know it's something that's you guys are very personally passionate about, and that's why you went down the organic biodynamic path to begin with.
Absolutely.
Do you think that that's the way of the future with farming?
Absolutely. Like the demand for organic and biodynamic is growing. I think it's at least 11.9% per year. I think there was some surveys done by the Australian Certified Organic, and I think they said about 33% of Australian households now have some form of organic dairy in their fridge. So times have certainly changed. It's not just, it's still a niche market, but it's a much broader growing niche, and there's a lot of opportunity potentially internationally as well. We're getting a lot of requests for products overseas.
And China seems to be very interested in it as well.
Yeah, I've got a big question mark on that market. I think I'd rather deal with the ones a little bit closer to our shores here, like Singapore and Japan and maybe Hong Kong, where the business relationships are a little bit more known.
Yep, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you every success with the crowdfunding, and we hope you hit your target of 2 million, and we hope you'll come back and share with us the success of your equity crowdfunding.
Absolutely, and bring you some new products to taste.
Absolutely. Always keen for new products from Mungali. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining us, Michelle.
No worries.
There you have it, folks. Michelle Bell-Turner, one of the family members from Mungali Creek Dairy. They now are open for crowdfunding if you would like to actually join in and be part of the future for generations to come in our local community. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.